rosé. And I don't fuck with juice and gin, just champagne with the OJ.
Floyd Toney would find plenty more things to appreciate about his new situation. That next morning, while getting some exercise in, he got a text from his homeboy and high school teammate, Melvin Mack. Melvin had some really good news. Floyd hit him back, excited as hell. They had just a week until paddock camp, and Floyd was looking forward to exploring the town with his boys before it was time to buckle down and get serious. That week flew by quickly, and it was already time for paddock camp before they knew it. When Floyd stepped into the indoor practice field for the first time, he was in total shock. Floyd couldn't believe his eyes. It was night and day from what he had become accustomed to back home. The ceiling was high, the lights were bright, all his teammates seemed larger than life all of a sudden. Floyd wandered around the facility for several minutes in awe of everything around him. For the first time in Floyd's life, he actually felt anxious. As he's wandering around the facility anxiously, he stumbles right into his old offensive coordinator from Valley High School, Coach Ahmad Jackson. Coach AJ had been offered a 4-year contract as the new offensive coordinator at Utah State. They hoped to bring him in and be able to replicate that same success that he had with Valley High School. Seeing Coach AJ immediately brought Floyd back to his senses and made him feel a little sense of comfort. Coach AJ pats Floyd on the back and says to him, "You ready, son? We gonna need you to do a little bit of everything today. Make sure you stretch and stay loose." Floyd remained speechless, but gave his coach some eye contact and a slight head nod. Coach AJ turns and starts to walk away and then suddenly turns back towards Floyd. "Say, Floyd, how's your big brother Mike doing these days? I heard he took a break from UC Berkeley and started a boxing career. Is that true?" Floyd replies, "It was, but he gave up on that to focus back on football. He was doing pretty good though, 50-0 in the amateurs and 2-0 as a pro. You know Mike thinks he's Deion Sanders or Bo Jackson and them. Yeah, that's that Toney bloodline. Glad to hear he's back focused on ball. That's good for him and bad for us when we play him." Floyd looked stunned. "Wait, we play. All right, fellas. First team offense and defense on the field, and we better know our damn assignments. Let me see that roster, coach." For the first time in Floyd's life, he wasn't the best player on his team. He was pretty damn good, though. In fact, he was good at quite a few different positions. When Coach AJ told Floyd he'd be doing a little bit of everything, he meant just that. Floyd was looked at by the team as a big play type of player, a player who could pretty much fill in anywhere at any time. To the coaches, Floyd was just a football player. He was also undersized. They liked how Floyd played running back, but they didn't want to get him hurt giving him too many carries. They loved his receiving, but they didn't want Floyd taking too many big shots coming across that middle. He was a great option QB, but Melvin was just a much more complete quarterback. Floyd agreed that Melvin was the much better QB and actually was happy to see his boy back in action. Truth be told, Melvin hadn't suited up for a whole year. Hiring Coach AJ as the offensive coordinator turned out to be a true blessing for everybody. The school got 3 players who were top recruits, and 3 old friends got to play D1 ball together. Melvin balled out throughout the camp. He was back to having fun and talking mess like he always used to, fully recovered physically and mentally. It left no doubt in the coaches or the players' mind that he was the number 1 QB. Justin Mack was living up to the hype as a 5-star recruit. He was truly a steal for Utah State. Their offensive line had been pretty weak the previous year, and Justin came in and made them better right away. Floyd, Melvin, and Justin would all have to grind for the next few months and make play after play after play.
It only pops up when I'm blinking. I've been blinking for no reason. Going harder every season, trying to seize it, grab the light before I leave a nigga leaking. Fuck they work, cause they bite.
Utah State has something special this year.
Manifest what I believe in. I've been going through some things, but you probably never see it. Mind gone from the shit there's on. You'll never think it.
Look, mimosas with the rosé, and I don't fuck with juice and ginger, champagne with the OJ.